And the head of space station come to us and said, how quick can you start assembling space station? We said, give us 45 days. We've worked on the F-14s with Lockheed Martin, with Boeing on Apache helicopters, and NASA on the space station. We've worked with the Navy on Ohio-class subs and Pershing missiles, and with the DOE on X-10 and Y-12, and now to build centrifuges and enrich uranium, all from right here in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. We've always had the philosophy that if you build good hardware on time and for the right price, you can get work. There was a void between building a small part at a close tolerance and a big part at a loose tolerance. We bridge that gap, and we're putting tight tolerances on big equipment. And we've always been a family business, and when our customers come in, we've treated them like family. And when they come in and had a vision, we kindly bought in on that vision.
The customers called, something's gone right, they called and said, man, you're the first, company that's ever delivered something of this value on time and on budget. We'll do whatever it takes. If it needs a test, we'll do it. If it needs a leak test or special things, outside processes, we are not afraid to do it. So we're a one-stop shop in a lot of cases where they don't have to worry about it.
We got started in the 60s, and at that time it was just 20 years after World War II, so Oak Ridge as a community was still thriving off of all the work that was brought in during the Manhattan Project, and they were needing tool and die makers left and right, and there was a lot of small work. And thankfully, the one thing my grandfather always had was his vision, and he had the ability to see not only where he wanted to be, but where the industry was going. And so he saw the need to go towards the space program. He was able to get Oak Ridge Tool on board with NASA and working on the space program during the Saturn program back in the late 60s. And that pretty much transformed us from a little place to a big place. And of course, if you can do NASA work, you can do work for about anybody. A lot of defense contracts came along, a lot of Army and Navy work. They were able to continue the big push we were doing with nuclear energy at the time. Everything that we do, in the shop back there has a big impact on our future as a country.
We worked space station, and space station was in a bind, and the head of space station come to us and said, how quick can you build a clean room and start assembling? We was doing some hardware. How quick can you start assembling space station? We said, give us 45 days. And in that 45 days, we put all new heat and air in it. We had to heat the air up, dry it, cool it back down, filtration unit, cleanliness, and we built a clean room and then got to work.
When I was in middle school, we met some astronauts. They came in when we were working on the International Space Station for Boeing. It was in the blood, as they say, it was in the air, whatever you want to say, in the water we were drinking, but it makes us proud. Makes me proud. Makes me understand that anything can happen. Who would think a machine shop in Oak Ridge would be part of some of that? Man, my guys stand for it. We're in East Tennessee, we're very patriotic. Man, my guys stand for it. It's a proud moment knowing what you're doing actually matters.
We had this incredible opportunity to continue the Mullins family legacy and what it's meant for the last 60 years. It would mean so much to be able to pass it along for another generation.
My boys already want to do it. I've got pictures of them running around while I'm working on Saturdays, riding their tricycles around the building. You know, while I'm having to work, but they're here working with me. We want to work with you, Dad. We want to work with you. So they want to do it, and I can't wait to get it to that level where they can.
When you're working the generations, they share your vision. And when they're committed and they buy in on your vision, it's just a matter of putting it in front of them, they're going to make it happen.